Imagine waking up each day with a sense of calm purpose, a clear intention guiding your actions, a steady flow of energy fueling your efforts, and a quiet confidence that no matter what the day brings, you are ready. This isn't just a dream. It's the power of a well-crafted morning ritual. Morning rituals are more than just habits. They are the gateway to shaping your day, your mindset, and ultimately, your life. They serve as anchors in the ever-changing sea of daily demands, grounding you in what matters most. The way you begin your morning often sets the tone for your focus, mood, and productivity for the entire day. Yet, for many, mornings are a chaotic scramble, hitting the snooze button multiple times, rushing to get ready, or diving headfirst into emails and social media without pause. This reactive start not only drains your energy but also fragments your attention, making it difficult to sustain momentum. The truth is, the first moments after you wake are uniquely powerful. Neuroscience shows that your brain is particularly malleable in the morning, more open to forming habits and setting the emotional tone. Taking advantage of this window through intentional rituals can rewire your daily experience toward calmness, clarity, and effectiveness. Morning rituals help you reclaim control from the rush and unpredictability of life. They invite you to slow down and prioritize yourself before the external noise begins. This is not selfishness, it is an act of self-leadership, a declaration that your well-being is the foundation for everything else you do. Building a morning routine is not about rigidity or perfection. It's about creating a consistent, personalized practice that energizes you and aligns with your goals. Whether it's a few minutes of mindful breathing, journaling your intentions, or a gentle stretch, these rituals accumulate into a powerful force that propels you through challenges and opportunities alike. Throughout this audiobook, we will explore why morning rituals matter so profoundly, how to build routines that resonate with your unique rhythm, and strategies to overcome the common obstacles that keep many stuck in unproductive patterns. You will hear stories of real people who transformed their lives by simply reimagining their mornings, gaining focus, energy, and peace. Most importantly, you will be empowered to take personal responsibility for your mornings and, by extension, your life. Each day presents a choice: to wake up and react, or to rise with intention and mastery. Your mornings are your launchpad. The habits you cultivate here shape the trajectory of your days, months, and years. So, take a deep breath. Prepare to design mornings that set you up not just for productivity, but for fulfillment and growth. Your best day begins with your best morning. Chapter 1. Why morning routines matter more than you think. Every day you are given a fresh start, a blank page in the story of your life. The morning is more than just the beginning of your day. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. How you start matters profoundly because it influences not only your productivity, but your mindset, emotional balance, and resilience. Many people underestimate the power of their morning habits. They may rush through their mornings or default to checking phones, emails, or social media activities that often scatter attention rather than focus it. But the truth is, morning routines are far more than simple rituals. They are psychological, physiological, and emotional launchpads that prime your entire day. The psychological impact of mornings. The brain is remarkably plastic, especially in the first hour after waking. This means it is highly receptive to new habits and programming during this window. Morning routines create a powerful opportunity to set intentions and tone your mental state before distractions flood in. Research shows that how you engage in the morning can influence your willpower and decision-making for hours afterward. When you begin your day with calm, deliberate actions, you reduce stress hormones and increase dopamine, the chemical tied to motivation and reward. Conversely, reactive or chaotic mornings flood the brain with cortisol, the stress hormone, which impairs cognitive functions such as memory, creativity, and problem-solving. This sets a cascade of challenges for the rest of your day, setting the tone for emotional resilience. Morning routines are also a practice in emotional self-regulation. By dedicating time to centering activities, whether it's meditation, journaling, or mindful breathing, you build your capacity to handle stress, setbacks, and interpersonal challenges more gracefully. Those few quiet moments help establish psychological safety, reinforcing a sense of control and grounding. This emotional resilience is not just about avoiding negative feelings, but about cultivating a proactive mindset that welcomes challenges as growth opportunities. The role of habit in success. High performers in any field, from athletes to CEOs, understand the value of routines. Their morning rituals are often the silent engines behind their success. Why? Because success depends on consistency. Habits reduce the friction of decision-making, conserve willpower, and automate excellence. Morning routines transform your behavior from reactive to intentional. They create momentum, making it easier to tackle complex tasks, maintain discipline, and stay aligned with your goals. Morning routines and productivity. Productivity is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. Morning routines provide clarity on priorities and a roadmap for the day. When you begin with a clear plan, whether mentally reviewing your goals or writing a to-do list, you reduce decision fatigue and increase focus. The morning becomes a launch pad for deep work and meaningful progress rather than a frantic scramble. Impact on physical health. Morning rituals can positively affect your physical health. Simple practices like hydrating, stretching, or light exercise stimulate circulation, metabolism, and mental alertness. These physical boosts not only energize you but also improve mood and cognitive function, creating a virtuous cycle of health and productivity. Why many people struggle with mornings. Despite the benefits, many people resist or neglect morning routines. There are several reasons. Lack of clarity. Without understanding why mornings matter, motivation wanes. Overwhelm. Trying to do too much leads to burnout and abandonment. Inconsistent sleep. Poor rest disrupts the ability to wake up energized. Digital distractions. Checking phones first thing fragments attention and triggers stress. Awareness of these barriers is the first step toward overcoming them. The myth of willpower alone. Many believe that willpower alone can get them up early and into productive routines. However, willpower is a finite resource that ebbs and flows throughout the day. Morning routines anchored in habit and environment conserve willpower, making the process smoother and more sustainable. The ripple effect of morning habits. A positive morning routine doesn't just affect the first few hours, it ripples through the day, influencing your interactions, decisions, and emotional state. It can improve your patience with others, your ability to concentrate on work, and your willingness to engage in healthy choices. A story of transformation. Sarah's morning shift. Sarah was a marketing manager overwhelmed by midday fatigue and stress. Her mornings were rushed and reactive, checking emails in bed, skipping breakfast, and dashing out the door. After designing a simple morning routine that included hydration, a brief meditation, and prioritized goal setting, Sarah noticed profound changes. Her energy stabilized, focus sharpened, and stress decreased. She began meeting deadlines with ease and felt more balanced. Her mornings became her secret weapon for daily success. Summary. The morning as your power zone. Morning routines matter because they shape the biological, psychological, and emotional groundwork of your day. They are not merely habits, but strategic tools that enable you to lead with intention, resilience, and vitality. By embracing the power of your mornings, you set yourself on a path of greater clarity, productivity, and well-being. The psychological impact of mornings. The brain is remarkably plastic, especially in the first hour after waking. This means it is highly receptive to new habits and programming during this window. Morning routines create a powerful opportunity to set intentions and tone your mental state before distractions flood in. Research shows that how you engage in the morning can influence your willpower and decision-making for hours afterward. When you begin your day with calm, deliberate actions, you reduce stress hormones and increase dopamine, the chemical tied to motivation and reward. Conversely, reactive or chaotic mornings flood the brain with cortisol, the stress hormone, which impairs cognitive functions such as memory, creativity, and problem-solving. This sets a cascade of challenges for the rest of your day, setting the tone for emotional resilience. Morning routines are also a practice in emotional self-regulation. By dedicating time to centering activities, whether it's meditation, journaling, or mindful breathing, you build your capacity to handle stress, setbacks, and interpersonal challenges more gracefully. Those few quiet moments help establish psychological safety, reinforcing a sense of control and grounding. This emotional resilience is not just about avoiding negative feelings, but about cultivating a proactive mindset that welcomes challenges as growth opportunities. The role of habit in success. High performers in any field, from athletes to CEOs, understand the value of routines. Their morning rituals are often the silent engines behind their success. Why? Because success depends on consistency. Habits reduce the friction of decision-making, conserve willpower, and automate excellence. Morning routines transform your behavior from reactive to intentional. They create momentum, making it easier to tackle complex tasks, maintain discipline, and stay aligned with your goals. Morning routines and productivity. Productivity is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Morning routines provide clarity on priorities and a roadmap for the day. When you begin with a clear plan, whether mentally reviewing your goals or writing a to-do list, you reduce decision fatigue and increase focus. The morning becomes a launchpad for deep work and meaningful progress rather than a frantic scramble. Impact on physical health. Morning rituals can positively affect your physical health. Simple practices like hydrating, stretching, or light exercise stimulate circulation, metabolism, and mental alertness. These physical boosts not only energize you but also improve mood and cognitive function, creating a virtuous cycle of health and productivity. Why many people struggle with mornings. Despite the benefits, many people resist or neglect morning routines. There are several reasons. Lack of clarity. Without understanding why mornings matter, motivation wanes. Overwhelm. Trying to do too much leads to burnout and abandonment. Inconsistent sleep. Poor rest disrupts the ability to wake up energized. Digital distractions. Checking phones, first thing, fragments attention and triggers stress. Awareness of these barriers is the first step toward overcoming them. The myth of willpower alone. Many believe that willpower alone can get them up early and into productive routines. However, willpower is a finite resource that ebbs and flows throughout the day. Morning routines anchored in habit and environment conserve willpower, making the process smoother and more sustainable. The ripple effect of morning habits. A positive morning routine doesn't just affect the first few hours, it ripples through the day, influencing your interactions, decisions, and emotional state. It can improve your patience with others, your ability to concentrate on work, and your willingness to engage in healthy choices. In the following chapters, we will explore how to craft routines that fit your unique life, overcome obstacles, and sustain momentum for long-term success. Chapter 2. The Science of Habit Formation and Morning Success. Building a successful morning routine hinges on understanding the science of habits, how they form, how they persist, and how they can be shaped intentionally. Habits are the invisible architecture of our lives. They govern our behaviors with little conscious effort, freeing our minds for higher-level thinking. When you harness the power of habit, you no longer rely solely on motivation or willpower, which fluctuate, and can be unreliable. Instead, you build a system that works automatically, setting you up for consistent morning success. In this chapter, we'll delve into the neuroscience and psychology of habit formation, explore why mornings are an ideal time to cultivate habits, and uncover practical ways to design routines that stick and propel you toward your goals. Understanding habit loops. Cue, routine, reward. At the core of every habit lies a neurological loop composed of three components: the cue, the routine, and the reward. This model, widely popularized by psychologist Charles Duhigg in his book The Power of Habit, explains how behaviors become automatic. The cue is the trigger that initiates the habit. It can be a time of day, an emotional state, or an environmental signal. For morning routines, cues often include waking up, hearing an alarm, or even seeing your coffee maker. The routine is the behavior itself, the actions you take in response to the cue. This might be brushing your teeth, stretching, meditating, or journaling. The reward is the positive feedback your brain receives that reinforces the habit, making it more likely to be repeated. Rewards can be physical, a burst of energy, emotional, a sense of calm, or psychological feeling, accomplished. Understanding this loop is crucial because it allows you to intentionally craft habits. If you want to build a morning routine, you design each element with care, ensuring that the cue naturally leads to your routine and that the routine delivers a meaningful reward. Why morning is the prime time for habit formation. Morning holds a special place in the science of habits for several reasons. Fresh start effect. Psychologically, mornings offer a clean slate. After a night's sleep, your mind resets, making it more receptive to new intentions and less burdened by the day's stresses. Lowered decision fatigue. Early in the day, your brain has more cognitive resources. Decision fatigue, the depletion of willpower caused by making many choices, is lowest in the morning, making it easier to initiate positive behaviors. Consistent cue. Waking up is a consistent daily event that serves as a reliable cue. This regularity helps reinforce the habit loop without needing artificial triggers. Sets daily tone. Morning habits influence hormones like cortisol and dopamine, setting the emotional and energy tone for the day. Positive routines enhance alertness and mood, creating a cascade of benefits. The role of willpower and its limits. Willpower is often misunderstood as the main driver of habit formation. While it plays a role in initial efforts, science shows that willpower is a limited resource that can be depleted by stress, fatigue, and distractions. Relying on willpower alone to maintain a morning routine is a precarious strategy that often leads to burnout or inconsistency. Habits, on the other hand, are about automation. Once a habit is established, it requires minimal willpower because it's wired into your brain's basal ganglia, the area responsible for routine behaviors. This is why designing your routine as a habit reduces reliance on motivation, ensuring your morning practice persists even on tough days. Creating keystone habits that transform your day. Some habits have disproportionate effects on other areas of life. These are called keystone habits. Developing a keystone habit in your morning routine can catalyze positive changes beyond the habit itself. For example, making your bed every morning is a simple keystone habit. It fosters a sense of order and accomplishment that spills into other tasks. Similarly, starting your day with a moment of mindfulness can improve emotional regulation throughout the day. Identifying and nurturing keystone habits is a smart way to maximize the impact of your morning routine. The importance of environment and context. Habits are heavily influenced by context and environment. Your surroundings cue behaviors, sometimes more powerfully than your intentions. If your alarm clock is across the room, you're more likely to get up and start your routine than if it's next to your bed where you can easily hit snooze. Setting up your environment to support your routine can mean preparing your workout clothes the night before, placing your journal on your bedside table, or having a water glass ready. By shaping your environment, you reduce friction, making it easier to follow through. Strategies to build and sustain morning habits. Building a morning routine that lasts involves both strategy and patience. Start small. Begin with one simple habit rather than overhauling your entire morning. Small wins build momentum and confidence. Stack habits. Leverage existing habits by stacking new ones onto them. For instance, after brushing your teeth, immediately do 5 minutes of stretching. Use visual reminders. Place cues where you will see them. A sticky note on your mirror or a reminder on your phone helps keep your intention top of mind. Track your progress. Keeping a habit journal or using an app reinforces commitment through accountability. Practice self-compassion. Expect setbacks. Treat lapses as opportunities to learn rather than failures. Overcoming obstacles in habit formation. Challenges will arise: oversleeping, distractions, low motivation. Understanding common obstacles prepares you to handle them. Temptation and distractions. Limit access to phones or social media in the morning. Inconsistent sleep. Prioritize regular sleep schedules to wake refreshed. Lack of clear rewards. Ensure your routine delivers meaningful benefits to reinforce the habit. All or nothing thinking. Embrace flexibility. Doing part of your routine is better than none. The neuroscience of reward and motivation. Rewards activate the brain's dopamine system, which drives motivation and learning. When you feel good after completing a morning habit, your brain wants to repeat it. Design your routine to include rewarding elements, whether the satisfaction of completing a task or the pleasure of a morning coffee. This creates a positive feedback loop that cements your routine. Real-life example: James's habit journey. James struggled with mornings filled with chaos and procrastination. By learning about habit formation, he introduced a small but consistent ritual: drinking a glass of water and journaling his top 3 goals. Over months, this routine became automatic, transforming his mornings into productive, calm periods. The newfound structure cascaded into improved work performance and reduced stress. Understanding the science behind habit formation empowers you to create morning routines that aren't just good intentions, but reliable practices that enhance your life. In the next chapter, we will explore how to craft a routine uniquely suited to your rhythms and priorities. Chapter 3: Crafting your personalized morning routine. One of the most powerful lessons in mastering your mornings is that there is no single formula that fits everyone. Your ideal morning routine should be as unique as you are, tailored to your lifestyle, energy levels, goals, and values. Crafting a personalized morning routine is a process of self-discovery, experimentation, and refinement. In this chapter, we will explore how to design a morning routine that aligns with who you are, what you need, and where you want to go. You'll learn how to prioritize, sequence, and adjust your rituals so they support your productivity and well-being sustainably. Understanding your why. Before building any routine, it's crucial to clarify why you want a morning routine. Your motivation will fuel your commitment, especially when challenges arise. Are you looking to boost your energy, improve focus, reduce stress, cultivate creativity, or simply create more space for yourself? Reflecting on your why helps you choose rituals that serve your deeper goals instead of following trends or others' expectations. Assessing your current morning reality. Begin with a gentle audit of your current mornings. What does a typical morning look like for you? What habits or routines do you already have? Which parts energize or drain you? Journaling or tracking your morning activities for a week can provide valuable insights. Notice when you feel most alert, calm, or productive, and when distractions or stresses arise. This awareness guides you toward building a routine that works with your natural rhythms rather than against them. Identifying your energy patterns. Not everyone is wired the same way. Some people are morning larks, waking up bright and ready to tackle challenges. Others are night owls, who need gentler starts. Identify your peak energy times. If mornings are naturally slow, your routine might focus first on gentle activation, hydration, stretching, or meditation before moving into demanding tasks. Aligning your routine with your body's rhythms maximizes effectiveness and enjoyment. Selecting meaningful activities. A morning routine can include a variety of practices: physical, mental, emotional, and practical. But trying to do everything at once leads to overwhelm. Choose a handful of activities that resonate with your goals and values. These might include hydrating and nourishing your body, physical movement like yoga, walking, or light exercise, mindfulness practices such as meditation or breathing exercises, journaling for gratitude, reflection, or planning, reading or listening to inspiring content, setting priorities and reviewing your calendar. Each activity should serve a clear purpose, either boosting energy, clarifying intention, or nurturing well-being. Prioritizing simplicity and sustainability. The best routines are those you can sustain over time. Resist the temptation to overload your morning with many activities, especially if your current schedule is tight. Start with just one or two key rituals. As they become habitual, you can gradually add more. Consistency beats intensity. A simple routine practiced daily is more powerful than a complicated one you abandon quickly. Sequencing your routine for flow. The order in which you perform activities matters. Design a sequence that flows naturally and supports your goals. For example, physical movement early on activates your body and mind. Following that with a mindfulness practice calms and centers you. Then, setting your intentions prepares you mentally. Consider transitions between activities to avoid feeling rushed or scattered. Preparing the night before. Your morning routine begins the night before. Preparing your environment and mind for the morning sets you up for success. This can include laying out clothes, prepping breakfast, setting your alarm for the right time, or writing a brief intention for the next day. Reducing morning decisions conserves willpower and smooths your routine. Adapting your routine to life's changes. Life is dynamic. Your morning routine should evolve with your seasons, responsibilities, and energy levels. During busy periods, you might shorten your routine to its essentials. On restful days, you might extend it. Regularly revisit your routine to ensure it serves you well and remains a source of strength rather than stress. Building accountability and support. Sharing your morning routine goals with a friend, partner, or coach can increase your commitment. Consider joining communities or groups focused on morning habits for inspiration and encouragement. Accountability helps you stay on track and overcome challenges. Handling setbacks and staying compassionate. Missed mornings or disruptions happen. How you respond matters more than perfection. View setbacks as part of the journey. Reflect without judgment. Learn what caused the disruption and recommit. Self-compassion fosters resilience and long-term success. Real-life example. Emily's tailored morning routine. Emily, a busy mother and freelance writer, struggled to find time for herself. She experimented with different morning practices and found a routine that fit her life: a 10-minute stretch, journaling 3 things she was grateful for, and reviewing her top work priorities. She kept it simple, consistent, and adjusted it when her children's schedule changed. This personalized routine gave her clarity and calm, fueling her productivity and joy. Crafting your personalized morning routine is an empowering process. It transforms mornings from chaotic starts into intentional beginnings. By honoring your unique rhythms, values, and needs, you create a foundation for a productive, balanced day. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to overcome common obstacles and maintain consistency, turning your morning routine into a lifelong ally. Chapter 4. Overcoming Common Challenges and Staying Consistent. Building a morning routine is one thing. Sticking to it day after day, especially amid the ups and downs of life, is another challenge altogether. Consistency is the bridge between intention and transformation. Yet, it's precisely here, maintaining regular practice, that many people struggle. In this chapter, we will explore the common obstacles that disrupt morning routines, why they occur, and practical strategies to overcome them. More importantly, we will discuss how to cultivate the mindset and systems needed for lasting consistency. Your morning routine should serve you, not become a source of stress or guilt. Recognizing the most common challenges. The road to a consistent morning routine is often bumpy. Here are some of the frequent barriers. Lack of motivation. Feeling inspired at first but struggling to keep the momentum. Inconsistent sleep patterns. Poor sleep affecting energy and wakefulness. Time constraints. Busy mornings with family, work, or other obligations. Distractions and temptations. Phones, social media, or environment pulling attention away. Perfectionism and all-or-nothing thinking. Believing you must complete the entire routine perfectly, or not at all. Emotional resistance. Feeling tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, leading to avoidance. Unrealistic expectations. Trying to do too much too soon, leading to burnout. Understanding these challenges is the first step to addressing them. Motivation is a flickering flame. Motivation naturally ebbs and flows. It's normal to feel excited about your morning routine one day and hesitant the next. Relying solely on motivation is risky. It's like trying to light a fire with damp wood. Instead, focus on building systems and habits that run independent of fleeting feelings. Anchor your routine in your deeper values and remind yourself why it matters. Use motivation as a spark, but don't depend on it to carry you. The crucial role of sleep. Sleep quality and quantity directly impact your ability to wake up refreshed and execute your morning routine. Inconsistent sleep schedules, staying up late, or poor sleep hygiene make mornings difficult. Prioritize sleep by establishing a calming evening routine, limiting screen time before bed, and aiming for 7 to 9 hours of rest. When you honor your sleep, mornings become less of a battle. Creating time by prioritizing and simplifying. Busy schedules are a common barrier. It can feel impossible to carve out extra time in the morning. The key is prioritization and simplification. You don't need a 2-hour routine to benefit. Even 10 to 20 minutes of focused practice can be transformative. Look for opportunities to wake just 15 minutes earlier or reframe existing time, such as turning your commute into a mindfulness practice. Simplify your routine to essentials that deliver maximum value. Minimizing distractions and temptations. Phones and screens are notorious distractions that derail many morning routines. Create physical and digital boundaries. Charge your phone outside the bedroom. Use apps that limit screen time or block distracting sites. Set up your environment to support focus, clear space, ready materials, soothing lighting. Reducing temptations protects your intention and energy. Breaking free from perfectionism and all-or-nothing mindsets. Many people quit routines prematurely because they feel they must do everything perfectly. This black and white thinking is a trap. Real change happens in the small, imperfect actions repeated over time. Give yourself permission to do what you can, even if it's only part of your routine some days. Celebrate progress rather than perfection. Overcoming emotional resistance. Some mornings, emotional resistance can feel overwhelming. Stress, fatigue, or anxiety make getting started daunting. Develop compassion for yourself. Recognize that resistance is natural and doesn't mean failure. Have a minimum viable routine, the smallest version of your routine that you commit to when energy is low. Even 5 minutes counts. Over time, showing up in small ways rebuilds momentum. Setting realistic expectations. Setting grandiose goals at the outset often backfires. Start with manageable, achievable routines. Gradually build complexity and duration as habits strengthen. Expect setbacks and allow flexibility. Consistency over months and years matters more than intensity in weeks. Building accountability and support systems. Accountability helps maintain consistency. Share your goals with a trusted friend, partner, or coach. Join communities focused on morning routines for encouragement. Use habit trackers or journals to monitor progress. Celebrating small wins fuels motivation and reinforces commitment. Using visual and environmental cues. Visual reminders like sticky notes or placing a yoga mat where you'll see it cue action. Prepare your environment the night before to reduce morning friction. Cues simplify the process and automate behavior. Practical techniques for staying consistent. Habit stacking. Attach your new morning habit to an established one, such as brushing teeth followed by a breathing exercise. Implementation intentions. Plan exactly when and where you will do your routine to build mental commitment. Reward yourself. Positive reinforcement strengthens habits. This might be a moment of gratitude or a favorite morning beverage. Real-life example. Carlos's journey through resistance. Carlos wanted a morning routine but struggled with motivation and late nights. He started by waking just 10 minutes earlier for simple stretches. He tracked his progress and shared it with a friend. When resistance hit, he reminded himself of his why and lowered expectations on tough days. Over months, his routine expanded and became a source of energy and calm. Consistency in morning routines is not about perfection but persistence. By understanding challenges and applying practical strategies, you build resilience that carries you through ups and downs. Your mornings can become a reliable foundation for success, well-being, and fulfillment. Not because it's easy, but because you show up for yourself day after day. Chapter 5. Morning routines to boost energy, focus, and mood. Your morning routine holds incredible potential not just to get you moving, but to deeply influence your energy, sharpen your focus, and uplift your mood for the entire day. The way you begin sets the physiological and psychological tone, creating a ripple effect that affects every decision, interaction, and challenge you encounter. In this chapter, we will explore how to design morning rituals that stimulate your body, engage your mind, and nourish your emotional well-being. Through practical strategies and real-life examples, you'll discover how to create a morning practice that energizes, centers, and inspires you. The mind-body connection in the morning. Our bodies and minds are intricately linked. A morning routine that attends to both creates harmony and readiness for the day ahead. Physical movement activates your circulatory system, increasing oxygen flow to the brain and muscles. This stimulation boosts alertness and prepares you to engage mentally and physically. Simultaneously, mental and emotional practices like meditation or journaling help regulate stress hormones, balance emotions, and clarify intention. Together, these elements form a powerful foundation for sustained energy, focus, and positive mood. Physical practices to energize your body. Starting your day with intentional physical movement is one of the most effective ways to awaken your system. This doesn't mean you need a full workout, although that can be wonderful if time and energy permit. Even gentle stretching, yoga, or a short walk can release tension, increase blood flow, and stimulate endorphins, the body's natural mood elevators. Movement also resets your nervous system from sleep mode to active mode, helping reduce grogginess and increase vitality. For example, a simple 5-minute routine of neck rolls, shoulder shrugs, and gentle twists can invigorate your body and prepare your mind. Hydration, the often overlooked energizer. After hours of fasting overnight, your body needs hydration to jumpstart metabolism and brain function. Drinking a glass of water first thing replenishes fluids, aids digestion, and improves cognitive clarity. Some find adding a squeeze of lemon boosts flavor and digestion, creating a refreshing morning ritual. Hydration is a simple but powerful habit that fuels your energy and focus. Mindfulness and meditation for focus and calm. Mental clarity and emotional balance are crucial for productivity and well-being. Morning mindfulness practices cultivate these qualities. Meditation, breathing exercises, or even mindful walking reduce stress hormones, lower heart rate, and enhance attention. Just a few minutes of focused breathing can reset your nervous system, helping you start with calm confidence instead of anxiety or overwhelm. Journaling your intentions or gratitude can also center your thoughts and align you with purpose. Nutrition for stable energy. Your breakfast is more than just fuel, it's a signal to your body and brain. Choosing nourishing foods that stabilize blood sugar prevents energy crashes and irritability. Complex carbohydrates, healthy fats, and protein work together to provide sustained energy. Avoid heavy sugars or processed foods that spike energy then cause rapid drops. Planning a balanced breakfast is a proactive way to support your mood and mental clarity. Planning and prioritizing to focus your day. Starting your day with clear priorities reduces decision fatigue and increases efficiency. Writing down your top 3 tasks or goals creates a roadmap and builds momentum. Reviewing your calendar or schedule mentally prepares you for challenges and opportunities. This planning ritual shifts you from reactive busyness to proactive leadership over your time. Incorporating inspirational or motivational practices. Many successful people include inspirational content in their mornings, reading a passage, listening to a podcast, or reciting affirmations. These practices cultivate a growth mindset and positive emotional tone. They remind you of your values and potential, reinforcing commitment to your goals. Real-life example: Nina's morning transformation. Nina, a graphic designer, found herself drained and distracted by midday. She revamped her mornings by adding a 10-minute yoga stretch, hydration, a nutritious breakfast, and 5 minutes of journaling her goals and gratitude. Within weeks, she noticed increased energy, clearer focus, and an improved mood. Her morning routine became her secret weapon for creative productivity. Designing your routine for balance. Effective morning routines blend movement, mindfulness, nutrition, and planning in a way that fits your life and preferences. Balance is key. Too much activity can feel overwhelming. Too little leaves you sluggish. Test different combinations and durations, adjusting based on how you feel and perform. Remember, your routine is a tool to serve you, not a checklist to punish yourself. The role of consistency over intensity. Sustained benefits come from regular practice, not occasional bursts. Even a short daily routine creates compounding effects over time. Focus on showing up consistently, allowing your body and mind to adapt and grow stronger. Crafting morning routines that boost energy, focus, and mood is a pathway to a more vibrant, productive, and fulfilling life. By tending to your body, mind, and spirit in the first moments of your day, you set a positive rhythm that carries through every challenge and opportunity. In the next chapter, we will share inspiring stories of people whose mornings transformed their lives and learn practical tips from their journeys. Chapter 6: Real-Life Stories: How Morning Routines Transform Lives. Theory and science provide the foundation for effective morning routines, but nothing captures their power quite like real-life stories. Hearing about how ordinary people have used intentional mornings to transform their energy, focus, and well-being brings the concepts to life and inspires action. In this chapter, you'll meet several individuals from diverse backgrounds who have crafted morning routines that changed their trajectories. Their journeys reveal the challenges, adaptations, and breakthroughs that come with building sustainable habits. Through their experiences, you will see that morning transformation is possible, practical, and deeply rewarding. Maya, From exhaustion to energy. Maya was a high school teacher juggling lesson plans, grading, and family demands. Mornings were rushed and stressful. She often skipped breakfast and rushed out the door feeling overwhelmed. Her fatigue became chronic, affecting her patience and performance. Maya decided to experiment with a new morning approach. She started with a simple practice, a 20-minute walk outdoors before breakfast, combined with mindful breathing. This gave her space to transition from home chaos to mental clarity. Within weeks, Maya noticed increased energy and better mood throughout the day. Her students even commented on her calmer demeanor. Maya's story highlights how even small changes, consistent movement and mindfulness can yield profound shifts in vitality and emotional balance. David, finding focus in chaos. David, a software developer, struggled with distraction and procrastination. His mornings began with scrolling through emails and social media, fragmenting his attention before work even started. To regain control, David committed to a 15-minute morning journaling and planning session before any screen time. He used this time to outline his top priorities and visualize his day. This simple change created a mental anchor, boosting his focus and reducing anxiety. David's example shows that intentional mental preparation can counteract the digital distractions so common in our modern world. Aisha, balancing motherhood and ambition. Aisha, a single mother and entrepreneur, faced the challenge of balancing childcare with building her business. Her mornings were unpredictable, often filled with interruptions and stress. She crafted a flexible routine that included waking 30 minutes earlier to meditate, journal, and set intentions, followed by a healthy breakfast with her children. By prioritizing this personal time, Aisha strengthened her resilience and creativity, fueling both her family life and professional goals. Her story illustrates the importance of adaptability and self-care in building routines that honor complex realities. Michael, the athlete's edge. Michael, a professional athlete, used morning routines as a competitive advantage. His ritual combined hydration, stretching, visualization, and goal setting. He credited his routine with improved physical performance and mental toughness, especially in high-pressure situations. Michael's story underscores how morning habits can build discipline and sharpen focus in any high-stakes endeavor. The common threads. Despite their differences, these stories share key themes. Consistency. Each person prioritized regular practice, understanding that change builds over time. Simplicity. They began with manageable routines rather than overwhelming overhauls. Adaptability. Each routine evolved with their changing needs and circumstances. Mindfulness. Awareness and intention were central, helping them stay connected to their why. Self-compassion. They allowed for setbacks and practiced kindness toward themselves. These common threads reveal that transformation is accessible to anyone willing to commit and adjust. The ripple effect beyond mornings. The benefits these individuals experienced extended far beyond the morning hours. Improved energy and focus increased their productivity. Better emotional regulation enhanced relationships. Greater clarity supported wiser decisions. The morning became a foundation for a more balanced, fulfilling life. How to apply these lessons? You don't need to replicate someone else's routine to experience these benefits. Instead, draw inspiration from their principles. Start small and build gradually. Focus on what aligns with your life and goals. Prepare the night before to smooth mornings. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. Real-life stories illuminate the path and remind us that meaningful change starts with a single step. Your morning routine can be your daily opportunity to claim control, nurture your potential, and set a positive tone that resonates through your life. Maya, from exhaustion to energy. Maya was a high school teacher juggling lesson plans, grading, and family demands. Mornings were rushed and stressful. She often skipped breakfast and dashed out the door feeling overwhelmed and drained. Over time, this pattern led to chronic fatigue and increased stress, which affected not only her professional performance but her personal life as well. Determined to change, Maya decided to experiment with a new morning approach. She began by waking 20 minutes earlier to take a brisk walk outside. This simple physical movement, combined with mindful breathing during her walk, created a buffer between the chaos at home and the demands of her job. Within weeks, Maya noticed remarkable improvements. Her energy stabilized, her mood lifted, and she felt more grounded. Her students noticed the change too. She was more patient, present, and engaged. The ripple effect extended into her evenings, where she found herself less exhausted and more able to enjoy family time. Maya's story highlights the profound impact of even small, consistent changes. She didn't overhaul her entire routine overnight, but found power in gentle, manageable shifts that respected her lifestyle. David, finding focus in chaos. David, a software developer, was caught in a loop of distraction. His mornings began with habitual scrolling through emails, news, and social media, which fragmented his attention and sapped his mental clarity before his workday even began. Recognizing this pattern, David committed to a 15-minute morning journaling and planning session before any screen time. He used this practice to identify his top priorities, visualize his goals, and center his thoughts. The effect was transformative. David's mornings gained structure and purpose, dramatically reducing his anxiety and procrastination. With a clear roadmap in hand, he found it easier to enter a state of deep focus and productivity. David's example demonstrates the power of intentional mental preparation and the benefits of resisting digital distractions in favor of quiet reflection. Aisha, balancing motherhood and ambition. Aisha's life was a whirlwind of responsibilities as a single mother and entrepreneur. Her mornings were unpredictable, often punctuated by interruptions and stress. Despite her ambitions, she struggled to find time for herself. Through trial and error, Aisha crafted a flexible morning routine. She woke 30 minutes earlier than her children to meditate, journal, and set daily intentions. This personal time became her sanctuary, a space to recharge and clarify priorities. When her children woke, she transitioned into shared breakfast time, nurturing both family bonds and personal well-being. By prioritizing these quiet moments, Aisha strengthened her emotional resilience and creative capacity. Her mornings became a vital foundation for both her family life and business success. Aisha's story underscores the importance of adaptability and the power of carving out space for self-care, even amidst complex demands. In the next chapter, we will explore how to design your morning routine for longevity and lifelong success. Chapter 7. Designing for longevity. Making your routine a lifelong ally. Building a morning routine is a transformative step, but designing one that lasts a lifetime is the true challenge. Most people can muster the energy and enthusiasm for change for a few weeks or months. Yet, sustaining a morning routine over years, through life's inevitable ups, downs, and transitions, requires thoughtful design, adaptability, and a mindset that embraces growth rather than perfection. In this chapter, we will explore how to make your morning routine a lifelong ally that supports you through every season of life. You will learn how to embed flexibility, self-awareness, and reflection into your practice, ensuring it evolves alongside you. Ultimately, this chapter is about creating a sustainable foundation that not only enhances your days, but also nurtures your well-being, resilience, and personal growth for years to come. The difference between a habit and a lifestyle. A habit is a repeated behavior often triggered automatically by cues. While habits are powerful, they can feel rigid or mechanical if practiced without reflection or adaptation. A lifestyle, on the other hand, is a holistic way of living that aligns with your values, purpose, and evolving identity. When you design your morning routine as part of a lifestyle, not just a habit, you invite meaning, joy, and flexibility into your practice. This shift in perspective changes the entire relationship you have with your mornings. Instead of a checklist, your routine becomes a supportive ritual that nurtures who you are becoming. Embracing change and flexibility. Life is dynamic. What works for you in one season may not serve you in another. Whether it's a new job, family changes, health challenges, or shifting priorities, your morning routine should flex with you, not feel like a burden. For example, during particularly busy periods, shorten your routine to its essentials. On restful weekends or vacations, allow for longer or more creative practices. Adaptability prevents burnout and keeps your routine feeling fresh and relevant. The role of self-awareness and reflection. Sustaining a lifelong routine requires ongoing self-awareness. Regularly check in with yourself. How do you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally in the morning? What parts of your routine energize you, which feel forced or draining? Use journaling or meditation to explore these questions. Reflection enables you to tweak and refine your routine in alignment with your current needs. This process turns your morning routine into a living practice, one that grows with your evolving self. Designing rituals that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. A sustainable routine nurtures the whole person. It's not just about productivity, but about balance and fulfillment. Include elements that nourish your physical health, hydration, movement, nourishing food. Feed your mind with inspiration, learning, or creativity. Cultivate emotional well-being through mindfulness, gratitude, or connection. By tending to all these aspects, your morning routine becomes a source of holistic well-being rather than just a productivity hack. Avoiding rigidity and embracing grace. Rigid routines create pressure and guilt when you inevitably miss a session or deviate. Instead, cultivate grace and kindness. Allow yourself flexibility without losing sight of your commitment. If you miss your routine, view it as a pause, not a failure. Return the next day with openness. Grace is the soil where resilience grows. The power of community and shared practices. Loneliness can sabotage routines. Engaging with others who share morning practice values can boost motivation and provide support. Consider joining groups, online communities, or forming accountability partnerships. Sharing your journey enriches your experience and deepens commitment. Long-term benefits beyond productivity. When sustained, morning routines deliver benefits far beyond getting more done. They foster deeper self-knowledge, emotional balance, and stress resilience. They can spark creativity and spiritual growth. They become rituals that mark your life's journey, grounding you in purpose and presence. Practical tips for longevity. Rotate practices. Periodically introduce new elements to keep your routine engaging. Set intentions seasonally. Align your routine with current goals and circumstances. Celebrate milestones. Acknowledge progress to reinforce commitment. Be patient. Growth is a marathon, not a sprint. Prioritize rest. Balance activity with recovery to sustain energy. Real-life example. Sarah's evolving routine. Sarah began with a 15-minute morning meditation and journaling. Over the years, as her career and family grew, she adjusted the timing, incorporated gentle yoga, and sometimes replaced meditation with reading. Her routine remained a cornerstone, flexible yet consistent, that supported her through transitions, challenges, and growth. Sarah's experience illustrates the power of designing routines that honor both commitment and change. Designing your morning routine for longevity means embracing it as a lifelong companion rather than a quick fix. By fostering flexibility, self-awareness, grace, and connection, you create a sustainable practice that supports your best self through every season. Your morning routine can be a wellspring of energy, clarity, and joy that sustains you for a lifetime. As we come to the close of this journey into building morning routines that set you up for a productive, fulfilling day, it's important to remember that your mornings hold incredible power. Power not just over the hours that follow, but over your entire life. Your morning is a blank canvas, an invitation to design your day with intention, clarity, and energy. The routines you cultivate are more than just sequences of actions. They are expressions of your values, your priorities, and your commitment to yourself. Mastery over your morning translates to mastery over your mindset, your focus, and your resilience. It allows you to navigate challenges with grace, to pursue your goals with discipline, and to live with a sense of calm purpose. But mastery is not about perfection. It's about showing up day after day, even when motivation dips or life throws curveballs. It's about embracing flexibility without losing sight of your intentions. It's about cultivating self-compassion alongside self-discipline. By investing in your mornings, you reclaim control from chaos and distraction. You create space for reflection, creativity, and growth. You nurture the mind-body connection that fuels sustainable energy. You set a tone of mindfulness that ripples through every interaction and decision. The science and stories we've explored show that anyone can transform their mornings and, by extension, their lives. It begins with awareness, continues with intention, and thrives through consistency. Remember, your ideal morning routine is uniquely yours. It should fit your rhythms, your goals, and your lifestyle. There's no universal formula, only principles to guide you and freedom to experiment. So, as you step forward from this audiobook, I encourage you to see your mornings as your personal launchpad. Design rituals that inspire you, energize you, and align you with your highest self. Take it one day at a time, one morning at a time. Celebrate your progress and learn from setbacks. Reach out for support when needed, and give yourself grace when things don't go perfectly. Your morning is a gift, one that you have the power to shape every single day. Embrace it, own it, master it. Because in mastering your morning, you master your life.